Hey, everybody. I hope you all had a great break and I hope you're ready to dive right back into learning. The first thing we're going to be doing this week for a couple of days is reviewing some material that we learned a few weeks before break. I know lots of times when we have a break, our brain goes dead. I know mine certainly does. So you probably forgot a lot of the things that we were working on before. So we're just going to do a review these first few days just to get us back in the swing of learning. What we're going to start with today, we're going to be reviewing adding and subtracting linear expressions or polynomials. Linear expressions are most of the time called polynomials because most linear expressions have more than one term. There are three important rules for us to remember when we're adding or subtracting linear expressions. The first one is that you can only add or subtract like terms. You can only add something that has an x squared on it to something else that has an x squared on it. Or if you have something that has a g to the fourth power, you can only add or subtract that to another term that has a g to the fourth power. So always remember that first rule that you can only combine, which means you can only add or subtract like terms. The second rule is that you need to look at the sign in front of the number to determine whether it's a positive or a negative number. We know that if a number has a plus sign in front of it, that means it's a positive number. If it has a minus sign in front of it, that makes the number negative. The third rule for you to remember is always look at the sign, whether it's a plus or a minus, that are in between the two sets of parentheses. These that you're going to be working on, I think, only have two sets of parentheses, but you could have many sets of parentheses that you're adding or subtracting. Just always look and see if there's a plus or a minus sign in between those parentheses so you'll know whether to add or subtract. I have three examples for you to look at. The first one, we're going to look at our like terms, see if we do have any like terms, and you see that we have one pair of like terms, the 5p squared and the 2p squared. So we are going to take the 5p squared and add, because you look at the plus that's in between the two sets of parentheses, 5p squared plus 2p squared, which gives us 7p squared. Now there's nothing for the negative 3p cubed to go with, so just bring it down and make it minus. There's nothing for the negative 3 to go with, so just bring it down. The second example, we have two pairs of like terms. We can combine the a cubed with the negative 4a cubed, and we can combine the negative 2a squared with the 3a squared. But it's important that you remember to look at what's in between the parentheses. On this one, we're going to be subtracting. So we're going to do a cubed minus negative 4a cubed. Now we know that when we minus a negative, it makes it a positive. So we're actually going to be doing a cubed plus 4a cubed, which will give us 5a cubed. If you take the negative 2a squared, we're going to minus 3a squared. Negative 2 minus 3, of course, is negative 5a squared. On the third example, we have the negative 4k to the fourth that we can add to the negative 3k to the fourth, giving us negative 7k to the fourth. We have the 3k squared that we can add to the negative 14k squared, which gives us negative 11k squared. And then we have the positive 14 that we can add to negative 8, which gives us positive 6. Hopefully this will help you remember how to add and subtract linear expressions or polynomials. As always, if you have any questions or need any help, don't hesitate to contact me. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.